It's time for a book review. This is my very first one, so be good to me. I'm a little nervous, but I do want to try doing these book reviews because, for one, I love books, and for two, I want more reviews on things that I read. I see a lot of the mainstream and the ones that are very popular, but I also read a lot of books that aren't so popular and I really enjoy, so I want to read or I want to give reviews on those books also. But this review, as you can see in the description and the title, is going to be on Divergent and Insurgent. Now, these are very popular. These are books that I wouldn't have read, but my daughter actually was the one who told me, you need to read this because we ended up getting this book for free. And so I was like, well, you know what? If it's free, I might as well read it. And then the second book, library, because I'm the one, I don't like to buy books unless they all look the same. So I wait for the soft cover to come. Well, I couldn't wait to read the book, and I'll explain why in a bit. So, okay, this review is actually going to be in two parts. The first part that I'm going to do is going to be just on the book Divergent, especially for those who haven't read Divergent yet. I don't want to spoil anything for this first book. Now, here's the thing though. I don't want to spoil it all. So I will try to make it as vague as I can so I don't spoil the interesting and fun parts. Because I want you all, especially if you haven't read the book, I want you all to feel what I felt when I was reading it. You know, as I was going chapter to chapter, I'm like, oh crap, did that just happen? So I definitely want that for you guys too. I don't want to give away that experience for you. Okay, so the first book, Divergent, by Veronica Roth. Okay, so pretty much what this book is about. It the back doesn't really show you much. It just says one choice, and that's it. You know, one choice can transform you. Well, what is that one choice? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of explain the gist of what the book is about. It's not giving any spoilers, don't worry. But it's the story is about this girl named Beatrice. Okay, at 16, she has to take a test to decide what fraction or faction that she belongs to. Now there are 5 factions. Okay, in the story. So it is a dystopian novel. So it shows this whole kind of like the Hunger Games did. It shows this whole world, futuristic and showing problems within the government and their way of controlling people, and it's really interesting. So this takes place in future Chicago, and so it's about Beatrice who takes this test. Well, the 5 factions that she can belong to are either Candor, which is they're very honest, they never tell a lie. Let me see if I'm saying this right. Abnation, which is the selfless. That is actually where her family comes from, and that's where she grows up. You have the Dauntless, which are the very, very brave, who are the fighters and protect. You have Amity, which is the peaceful. They're the ones that do not believe in war, do not believe in fighting. They just do whatever they have to do and just bear with it. And then you have Erudite, which is the intelligent. These are the ones that are actually the brainiacs, the ones that read books and really, really interesting. So you have all these different aspects. And so you're kind of wondering, well, what's the purpose of this? You know, why are these people living in different colonies, pretty much? And what makes them more than the other, or what makes them only do this? And you kind of see through the book Insurgent, it kind of explains it, but I'll get to that in a bit. So pretty much she takes this test, and her findings are very surprising, and I'm not going to spoil that. And that was really impressive in the book because from the very beginning you know absolutely nothing about the story. And then Veronica Roth, she actually uncovers just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more until you're like halfway through the book and you're like, oh crap, what is going on? And so in the Divergent, that's actually also something in the book that's very important. And I don't want to spoil that because I think it's a very, very interesting fact in this book, and I don't want to give it away because it's very surprising and it's very neat. So I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars because I love the fact that it had action throughout the whole book. I didn't like the ending though. I was very, very disappointed. Through something that happens in the middle of the book, it was very emotional and I understood it, right? The end, worse things happen and there was no emotion to them. And those who have read the book, you know exactly what I mean. And so I was really bummed. I was like, are you kidding me? Is this it? But I did read the second book because I want to know what happens, next. I want to understand exactly what all this stuff means. And so, yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. But it's definitely a good book to read. Check it out in the library. If you're not money on things, check it out in the library and see for yourself. You really enjoy it. Now, that's the end of the Divergent review. Now I'm going into Insurgent, okay? So those who haven't read Divergent, you can click off now, okay? Now, Insurgent. I liked this book a lot better. It had more, it was more dark. It was more feeling. It was more mystery. I really enjoyed it. So in the first book, you find out, Divergent, she's divergent, and it's very dangerous to be divergent. And that's understandable. And I do want to kind of share what I meant about earlier, the statement on the whole, when Al dies, okay, in the first book. It was very dramatic. She made it seem like, oh my gosh, this is just terrible. What did I do? What did I do? Then she shoots Eric. Both her parents die, and she doesn't feel anything. Now, I understand she's in the moment. She's actually, trying to run from people and not get killed. It seemed, though, that it could have been more on that, and she could have had a little bit more feelings, or it could have been explained better. So that's kind of why I was disappointed. But this book made up for it. In the very beginning, and I'm not spoiling much because, it's just the beginning of the book, it touches on her regret about Will. And that's what I really enjoyed. That's what I liked. Now, this book, it is definitely a page turner. The first 100 pages, you just have to get through them. They are kind of slow because it's building up to the story. But this explains a lot of what the first book didn't explain. And I liked how there were twists and turns, and people died in this book. I mean, straight out, people were shot in the head and all that kind of stuff. So this is a really, really cool book. Now, those who have read it, if you agree with me, let me know. I was a little confused with the ending. And that is why I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars also. It just seems like she just did not execute the storyline well when it came to exactly what was going on. It was kind of like they did this and that, and that's what happened. And it's kind of like, okay, but why? I want to know more. Now, I don't know if it's because she doesn't want to give much information because she wants everyone to read it in book 3, because Allegiance is going to come out later on this year, I believe. And so I'm wondering if that is why not much was explained. But I was kind of disappointed. Like, through the whole beginning of the book, all the way to like 3/4 of it, I was down with it. I enjoyed the book. I really was excited. And then I read like the last, I don't know, percent, and I was like, what just happened? And then I would go back and I would read the chapter again. And I'm like, oh, okay, is this what's going on? And so I was not impressed with her execution on that. I wanted so much more. And I think it's because of the books I have read in the past have been very very graphic and have said a lot and explained a lot. So pretty much it's like you're watching it, in your own mind. So a good example is the ones for the Game of Thrones, the author for that one. And so is it George R.R. Martin? I think. Don't quote me on that. But his books are very, very good. They're well done. So you'd be reading something and you'd be like, oh, that's terrible. I can't believe they did that. And you would know what's going on in the story, But I don't know if it's also because it's a teen book and that's why it's, the whole youth genre. And but I was really wanting more from this. I was wanting a straight out like ending that was like, whoa, you know, but I didn't really get that. I got more of like a, this is what's going on. Okay, move on. And I wanted more. But I will definitely read the third book, because I think both of these were excellent, excellent reads. I've never had a book where I was, well, nah, I have had a few, but these books I actually would stay up late and read. I wouldn't go to bed until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, just because I was curious and I wanted to know what else happened, you know. So, but both I highly recommend. And if any of you have any requests on reviews that you would like me to do, any books that you would like me to read and review them, any ones that interesting, definitely I will do it. I have a library at my disposal, so I'll definitely be using that one first. But if I do have the book, I will definitely read it. Now, I want to start doing reviews maybe every month, like once a month type thing. So, um, actually, I am going to do another review of a book I just read just recently again. But I read a lot, so. But I hope you all like this. I'm rambling too much. I know, I know. Little nervous with this one, but the next one and the next one after that might be better, definitely. And if there's any like videos you want me to do to kind of spoil the books, I can do that. I'd rather not though, like I said, because I want everyone to enjoy it. Because a lot of people who do read the reviews haven't read the books, and that's why they're watching the reviews. I can do discussion videos to kind of discuss the videos, but as far as spoilers, I really prefer not to do them because it's just important. It's important for people to be surprised and excited. I mean, that's the whole point. You wouldn't go see a movie and have it spoiled before you go see a movie, right? So, um, oh, and then do you guys like me doing reviews like this? Because I do have the whole Immortal Instruments series, and I did read City of Bones, but I kind of wanted to wait until I read like 3 in a row before I review. Or do you want me to do a review on each individual book? So just let me know. But okay, I have talked enough. It is past 12 minutes already, so I will get going. And I hope you all enjoy this review, and I enjoy doing it, so more for the future. All right, I'll talk to you all later. Bye.